In 4000 BC, the Mesopotamians made early calendars, and they made ziggurats used as observatories to see the stars and planetary bodies. Also in 4000 BC, the Egyptians made a calendar of when the Nile was supposed to flood, and they aligned their pyramids with the stars. In 3100 BC, the prehistoric monument Stonehenge was built to predict eclipses by the position of the pillars. In 1200 BC, the Chinese recorded 900 solar eclipses and 600 lunar eclipses in every sighting of Halley's Comet. In 625 BC, Thales was the first person to use a Little Dipper as a navigational aid and predicted a total solar eclipse. In 582 BC, the Pythagoreans developed an astronomical system that says the Earth, the Moon, Sun, and planets revolve around a central fire. In 500 BC, the Babylonians observed the patterns of the moon and predicted the positions of the planets. 384 to 322 BC, Aristotle believed that all central motions must be circular because it's the only motion that could last forever, and he supported that all falling objects fall towards the center of the Earth. In 310 BC, Aristarchus applied geometry to astronomy. He can configure the distance between planets, and he also made a heliocentric model of the universe. In 245 BC, Eratosthenes used geometry to calculate the size of the Earth and found out that the distance from Cyene to Alexandria is 1/50 the circumference of Earth. In 64 BC to 24 AD, Hipparchus calculated the length of the year to within 6.5 minutes and discovered the precision of the equinoxes. The Mayans and Mesoamericans aligned their buildings and structures with the sunrise and sunsets of the equinoxes and solstices. The calendar also kept up with the setting and rising of Venus. In 127 AD, Ptolemy made a system that accurately accounted for the motions of the planets using retrograde motion. In 600 AD, Middle Eastern civilizations made more accurate calculations and observations than Ptolemy's work. Muslims built their sciences by translating Greek and Indian documents into Arabic. They also named the stars. In 1473, Copernicus was the first to develop a full heliocentric model of the solar system. He also believed that all orbits were perfect circles. In 1546, Brahe opposed the heliocentric model, and he also used larger metal tools and wrote a book. In 1564, Galileo perfected the telescope. He realized that the moon had craters and mountains. He also proved the heliocentric model, and upon that he made observations that Jupiter had moons. In 1571, Kepler made the laws of planetary motion. In 1643, Newton discovered the laws of gravity. The first law, every object persists in a state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless it's compelled to change by another force impressed on it. Second law, force, acceleration, velocity are all vector qualities. Third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. In 1656, Edmund Halley said that comets are reoccurring and made a formula to find a comet, again known as Halley's Comet. In 1905, Einstein created the theory of special relativity. The speed of light is always the same, mass can warp spacetime, and photoelectric effects. In 1913, Niels Bohr made a model of the atom. The atom was laid out like the solar system. In 1923, Pauli made the exclusion principle that all particles spin. In 1957, Werner Heisenberg created the quantum mechanics. He also made important contributions to the theory of the hydrodynamics of turbulent flows. In 1929, Edwin Hubble played a crucial role in establishing the field of extragalactic astronomy and showed implying the universe is expanding. In 1927, George proposed the theory of the expansion of the universe. He also made the first estimation of what is now called the Hubble constant. He also proposed of what became known as the Big Bang theory, the origin of the universe. In 1945, Robert Oppenheimer helped develop the first nuclear weapons. In the 1940s, Fred Hoyle proposed the steady state, the belief that the universe had no beginning or end. In 1965, Penzias and Wilson made the discovery of the cosmic microwave background radiation. On July 20th, 1969, Armstrong and Aldrin were the first people to land on the moon. In July 20th, they collected 47.5 pounds of lunar material.